Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a minute. Been a little too long, I'm so sorry. Anyways, today what we are doing is I decided to do a little bit of a build challenge in The Sims. There has been a challenge going around called the Every Room is a Different Size Challenge, or like a different cube. And so what the challenge entails is you start off with a 1x1. You double that size to a 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, and so on and so forth. And so I decided to give the challenge a try because I am an avid builder in The Sims and it's one of my favorite things to do. Definitely check out the description for links to the gallery art from the creators that I used from, and also for my gallery names so you guys can go download this build for your Sims as well. Also, guys, I do go live on Twitch 5 days a week, and I do a lot of Sims, so if you guys want to go check out some gameplay, some building, some just like genuine like fun time where you get to interact and engage with everybody in my community, definitely be there. I go live on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. PST, and Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. PST. Alrighty, guys, let's get into this build. And so I started off with this 1x1 room. I had no idea what to do with it. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna make it a laundry closet. And so I put this stackable laundry washer and dryer, and then I just decorated the top of it with some laundry decorations. And then I used these like bath salts from the new clutter kit. I think this is from the bathroom clutter kit, and I wanted to make them kind of like washer whiffs, and so I put those up there. Next, I made the 2x2 room, and I decided to make this into the laundry room extension. And so what I ended up doing is I put in a sink and a countertop, and I decided that that was going to be where you could fold the towels, or you could do like hand washing if you wanted to. And I ended up rotating this here in a second because I didn't like where it was at currently. But I found the shelf from the Laundry Day pack, and it's just so cute and perfect. And so I ended up putting that up on the wall up there, and it's just amazing. I wish I had a laundry room, guys. This is the absolute dream. One day I will have a laundry room in real life. So what I ended up doing next was I added some towels, some laundry detergent, some just like random Q-tips and cotton balls, and more bath salts, and like this little like dryer thing that I assume that they would use in the sink. And then what I do is I ended up dragging the counter away and alt placing it. If you guys do not know what alt placing is, it's basically where you take an item and you alt it off of the countertop, and then you place it away from the countertop and then put the countertop back. You do have to have the bb.move objects cheat on to achieve that. And if you guys want, I can always do a tutorial for how I do some of my build techniques. Next, I went to the gallery and I ended up finding some gallery art. Let me tell you, when I learned that gallery art was a thing, my life was changed forever. So I ended up using that specific piece from my friend Amanda, Hootofthesims, who makes absolutely gorgeous gallery art. All you have to do is just type in like what kind of gallery art you want. So I just looked up laundry gallery art, laundry art. Bathroom art is something I look up a lot too. Kitchen art, just kind of like search based off of keywords, sometimes even based off of colors. So I'm doing the Not So Berry challenge on my Twitch on Saturdays, and a lot of the times when I'm building for my Not So Berry houses, I end up looking up, like, for example, I'm on Peach Gen right now. I'll look up peach art on the gallery and see if I'll find anything. Of course, I'm probably gonna get the fruit, but that's fine. So when decorating this bathroom, I was obsessed with this new tub. This tub is so good. If you guys have not used this yet, what are you doing? Get this pack, use this immediately. It almost looks like CC. Like, I think The Sims are really like stepping up their game when it comes to all of the new build mode and cast items. They're really listening to us as a community, and I think that we can really see that, especially in all of the new packs and kits that we have received from them. So next, I am coloring up the bathroom counter. I wanted this space to look lived in. I wanted it to look like these people, you know, your bathroom's likely not always going to be pristine clean every single time you're in there. My bathroom is always a mess, except for maybe 2 days out of the week, because then I'm like, all right, I got to clean this. I got to make sure that it's perfect. And then of course the next day, it's a mess again. So next with the 4x4 room, I ended up making a child's bedroom, and then I realized that the layout that I had currently didn't make any sense. So I ended up connecting the bathroom to the laundry room, and I thought that that made a little bit more sense. And if you needed to go wash your laundry or anything, you could walk through the bathroom. I mean, it's convenient, so if your Sims, like, you know, taking a shower, they're gonna throw their clothes off, the clothes are right next to the bathroom now, or right next to the laundry room. So in here, I was very inspired by the pastel pop kit, and I ended up using the desk and the chair. The chair is literally so perfect. I get asked all the time if that chair is CC, and I'm like, no guys, it's pastel pop. Like, you guys got to go buy this pack immediately. So right there, I ended up using the tool mod, which that was the only item I used the tool mod on, because I recently found out on TikTok a little hack to move things, and it's using this specific 1x1 shelf from the Dream Home Decorator pack. And all you do is you put it to the level that you want it at, and then you alt drag the item onto the thing you want it on. And so I ended up putting the diary on top of that stack of magazines, and I think it looks so natural and like realistic and lived in. I mean, I stack like all my books, so like adding the diary on top of the stack of books I thought was really good. And then the rest of the room, I just ended up, you know, I was thinking that they were probably at the child stage, not teenager stage. And so I still wanted the room to have toys in there, and like, you know, as if they just were toddlers and they've aged up to children. So that is what I ended up doing right there. Next, I placed down the 4x4 room, and then I realized, wait, I don't want the 4x4 room right there. That's gonna be like the living room space. And so I ended up making the 4x4 into the master bedroom. Next I put the little cloud light. Oh, the cloud light is so good, guys. I almost use it in all of my kids' rooms because it's just so like magical and whimsical. So here, I wanted to make a platform bed. And I wanted to make my own little canopy bed, and so I kind of messed around with platforming for a second, and this is what I ended up coming up with. So I put the bed right there, and then I made my own 4 posts and then put spandrels at the top. And then what I did is I added curtains all the way around, so it was almost as if your Sims could like close the curtain and have their own little private space in their bedroom, or they could choose not to. So I ended up using these specific curtains from the I think that comes from Parenthood. No, those ones are from Seasons. So those specific curtains from Seasons, and then I ended up adding a dresser and made it all just like super cute at the end of the bed, and it worked perfectly, especially with that specific dresser. And then these end tables, I ended up adding a window above the bed just so that there was a little bit of light in that section, if your Sim, you know, wanted to like open the curtains. And then of course I added the same curtains over the top so that all 4 sides could close if the Sim wanted them to. And then I had to add the leaves. The leaves are so beautiful. I feel like I almost add it into almost every build I make. I mean, there's some builds that I don't, but like, it's the botanist to me. I love plants. Even though I can't keep them alive, I love them. I wish that I could have them all over in every single room. So I ended up adding, so this corner over here, I was really struggling because it looked like the bed was like really boring and I didn't know what to do with that section over there. So I ended up adding a chair, and then these freaking string lights, I'm telling you, they look like they connect together. So like if you look at a certain angle, they definitely look connected together, and it was a struggle getting them to work right there. I wanted to do them all the way around, but I ended up just putting them at the end of the bed because I was having such a struggle with placing these. And so you'll see that they're only there in the final like build tour of this lot. And then here's the corner over here I was struggling with. So I was trying to figure out what art piece I wanted up there. I decided on that one, and then no cabinets were really fitting in that corner. So I was like, you know what? We're putting a chair here. That's it. And I thought the chair was super duper cute. So, you know, and then those lantern lights, oh, so good. So freaking good. So after we move on, after this, I ended up creating the next few sized rooms. So I ended up making that into the kitchen room, this next bigger size into the living room. And then what I ended up doing is I put like a little patio, and then I made the deck the largest sized room. And so every single room in this build, including the deck, is a bigger size. Each are square. You'll see in the end of the video, I'll show you guys. But this gave me a better sense of where to put all the windows. And so I went through the house and kind of just like readjusted a couple things really fast. So I could add windows. And so it didn't look so barren and dark. So this window was probably my least favorite because it was the hardest to place, but I was like, you know what? If it's clipping into the shower, we'll pretend like the builders did tiling around the windowsill or something. Next, I ended up working on the kitchen. Okay, so I almost always, when I go to building, I always build the kitchen first, and so it was a little weird for me not to build the kitchen first this time. So what I really wanted to do is I wanted to make a large kitchen with a big breakfast bar / island. And so we kind of get this like U-shaped kitchen. But I think it worked out so perfectly in here. And then I used the Dream Home Decorator cabinets because they're so good. I do wish we got some cabinets with the new pack because the kitchen, like the stove and the fridge are so good. And I wish we had some counters that maybe had like the gold knobs on them that matched. But yeah, I ended up deciding on just wood flooring throughout the whole place after this. I was going to try to do a half and half, like half tile, half wood, but it just was not working out. So the next part is my favorite part about decorating kitchens, and this is where I clutter up the counters. You have to make the counters like super cluttered, super lived in, because it does not look like a real kitchen if you don't clutter them. So I ended up adding those string lights, which I don't normally do. But these string lights I thought looked so cute, especially with the wallpaper and with the cabinets, that I was like, I'm gonna add this little pop of color in here. I ended up putting a microwave in here, which is also something I don't normally do in my builds because my Sims always get the negative mood lit every freaking time. It's cold in the center. Stop. Over here is going to be a little coffee nook. I love coffee, and I really wish that I had like a little section for my coffee so I could just like make it. I could have all the ingredients next to there. And then of course I had to use these mugs. These mugs are so perfect. And then they have the singular mug too. And you can make it look like it's been used. And so that's what I ended up doing. And then I used this piece of art from Miss Pie from the gallery. And I was like, coffee. We have to have coffee art in here. Sims, we need coffee art. So I just continued cluttering up the kitchen, adding a bunch of stuff over here. I wanted to put these little curtains in front of the window, so I layered them on top of each other. I made it to look like they could fit between the cabinets. I added this piece of art, and we ended up adding a knife block and some pans above the stove because I almost never add the pans, and I forgot they existed, and I was like, oh, I need the pans. I need them. This was my moment of realization, like, oh, yes. And so I got rid of the lights right there because I thought it would look better, and then put the wine on top of there. And I think the kitchen turned out super cute after looking at it and that it's finished. There's the candle I wanted to use in the bathroom, but I ended up using the kitchen, and I thought it still looked really cute right there. And then I ended up using the lights from the Cool Kitchen pack because I don't know, they're just really versatile and small and not really in your face, and so I added that. And of course, more plants and some curtains. I love those curtains from Island Living. They're so pretty. Up next, I started working on the living room. I wanted massive windows in here, and so I put the new windows from the new Growing Together pack, and then I used this cabinet, I believe that's in base game, and put a TV on top of it and use these curtains from the Desert Luxe kit. I love those curtains. They're so good. And then they had the piece that you can like make it to where like your curtains are like shut all the way, or you can actually make it to where they're like open in certain spots. They're so good. And then guys, this new coffee table. This coffee table is so freaking cool. I love that there's like epoxy on it, that it's made off of like driftwood. I've seen like videos on TikTok about this specific like coffee table being made before. So I thought it was so cool that The Sims added this into their game. So the living room was kind of hard to decorate, and I decided to do this like custom made couch for the living room from Dream Home Decorator, so that the space looked a little bit more like smaller because it's such a large space, and I don't like building in large spaces. I want spaces to be filled and like have a lot of character to them, and so I thought it was like a really cool idea to add in this sofa. I like the curved piece. And then I had to add in that rocking chair. The new rocking chair we got that looks like a little like I don't know, cozy chair. I was like, we have to have this. Over in this corner, I decided to change this all up and add in a computer because I realized my Sims didn't have a computer, and that's one of like the most necessary things to have in the Sims game because there's a lot of things to do on the computer. A lot of jobs require the computer, and so we ended up adding that. And then I just cluttered it up a little bit. I think it looks really nice that way. Next up, we went out to the deck, and this is where I decided to add in the dining room. And so I made a covered portion of the deck. And then I put in a super long dining table because I wanted this to be a space where all of your Sims could come out and have like a party and have guests over and eat. And then I also added in some of that greenery. I believe that specific item is from the Blooming Rooms kit, which is so good. Guys, Blooming Room kits is like a must if you are a botanist at heart. And so I ended up adding the siding to the build because I wanted to see what it would look like with the dining room table, and I think it looked perfect. Right here, I was deciding on if I wanted to do like a bar and grill area. I decided against the bar because I feel like we didn't have enough room for it, which is kind of silly. But then I was like, no, I have to have this fireplace, and so I did that. We have a little covered privacy portion of the deck, and then I decided to put some glass in so it was a little bit more modern, as well as, you know, had the little covered section. This is where I ended up doing my roofing. I was actually pleasantly surprised at how easy the roofing was for me this time. I was a little scared, especially with the odd shape, but it worked out in my favor. I added a front porch here. I used the same stairs that I used in the back. And then I ended up copying the flooring as well. And I used the new fence piece from the new pack and this new foundation. And I also did like a patio foundation for the back deck. Here, I'm just adding a little bit of landscaping out front just to make it look a little cute and have more character. I love using all of the vegetation in the game. If I could, a lot would probably be covered completely in it. And move objects is so used by me. Like, I don't know if I'd ever be able to landscape without move objects on, because I really like to intersect the items and make them look like they're growing like right next to each other. And I don't know, it just makes it look a little bit more lived in. And so, yeah, this is about the point that I ended on day 1 of the renovation. And here we go with day 2, where I ended up deciding to change this because the fireplace was intersecting with the roof, guys, and it was not good looking. And so what I ended up doing was I deleted that. And what we ended up doing was moving it over here and adding a little seating space in front of it so that your Sims could go sit together, enjoy a cup of coffee while sitting in front of the fireplace. Over here, I ended up creating a pool. I thought about making the pool the 9x9, but then I was like, okay, we needed to chill. We're not gonna do a 9x9 pool. That's way too big. So I ended up just making my own little like custom pool it looked more like an oval. I almost said octagon. I mean, it is an octagon, but like it's more of like an oval shape. At first I decided to fence it in. I have a little trauma related to pools, okay guys? My not so berry challenge, my Gen 1 family, I may have had a little accident that happened during a birthday party, and it's made me not want to build pools ever again. So I was like, you know what? I feel like we need a pool here. I ended up adding some decorations inside of it, and then I turned it to nighttime so that I could add some lights inside of the pool as well so that it was lit up during the night. And then I added some little floaties in there for your Sims to play with, and then that diving board so that your Sims have a little bit more fun with it. We added some landscaping over here. I just wanted to fill it up with a bunch of flowers, bushes, rocks, plants, whatever, just to make it look fun. And then I ended up adding some floor lights from the Desert Luxe kit, and I thought it looked just really good. We have some seating outside of the pool, and then I decided to fence in the backyard so that we had a little bit more like control over the space I was supposed to use. I really want my Sims to be able to use the treehouse feature because that is brand new, and so I ended up putting that back there. So it's not built right now. So if you guys do download this, your Sims are going to have to build this. But it's something fun and a new game mechanic in the game, so I don't see any problems with that. This is about the point where I just started adding a bunch of random decor items, using some landscaping tools. I added a swing set, and I made my own little custom sand pit for the kids and added some decorations in there, such as the bucket, and we also had the little seat thing from the camp out kit and a slide, because why not? Also, I did this thing, I don't know if you guys just saw that. I like to put dirt underneath the two swings, because when I was a kid, when I was swinging, underneath both the spots, there was always like skid marks in the grass. It almost always turned to dirt only, because like you'd use your feet to like stop yourself from like swinging every single time. After this, I ended up going to the living room. I did end up changing the wallpaper in here because I wanted it to be a little bit more cluttered and full of like life. I ended up moving a couple things in here as well. So I ended up moving that picture right there to above the bookshelf. And then I used this part from the, I believe that's the Decor to the Max kit. I always forget the name to that one. Ask my Twitch chat, they know. So this is the final lot after it's all finished. I did go in and make a couple changes with it in the end. So let's start off with the entrance. I freaking love this new door, it's so good. So this is the finished living room. I think it turned out so adorable. I also added all the knitting stuff over there so that your Sims can participate in that. Over here is the final kids bedroom. Definitely enough room for two kid Sims, a child Sim or a teen Sim, and of course the cluttered desk area for them to work on their homework at. This is the finished bathroom. I ended up changing the door into an archway just because I felt like it made more sense than what it did before. And so we have the laundry room and the laundry right in here. I wanted to add a curtain to this, but I feel like my Sims would not want to walk through there with that. This is the master bedroom. I think it turned out so cute. I love the lanterns in here. The chair really makes sense in here, and then we have the windows that point out to the deck area, which I think is so cool. We have the computer, and then in here is the kitchen. I am still obsessed with how this kitchen turned out. I wish I had this kitchen. We have a dishwasher, a microwave, we have everything your Sim needs, as well as a little coffee bar. And then over here is the deck area. We have the dining room, the fireplace for your Sims to sit at, and some plants and some vertical planter boxes. Over here is the pool, and then we have some planter boxes and the swing set, the sand pit, and the tree house. So that is this whole entire build. If we look at it from top down, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So it goes all the way up to an 8x8. This is on the gallery with every room is a different size, so that's the name of it. And my gallery ID is Abbywonkanobi with an O instead of an A. So definitely go check that out, guys, if you guys would like to. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys liked today's content, please definitely leave a like and a comment, and also click the subscribe button if you have not already. I'll see you guys all again very, very soon. Bye!